Okay, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining United Spinal's NDEAM webinar presentation. My name is Leslie St. Louis, and I am the Director for Employment Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion at United Spinal. I also oversee the Pathways to Employment program, which is designed to help you, our members, as you pursue your career options or start a career through resume writing, interviewing skills, and a little bit about the application process as it pertains to disclosure, reasonable accommodation, etc. So I will be your main resource and your initial resource to those career opportunities and that career path or your career path. At United Spinal, we're very focused on three pillars. We have our advocacy pillar, which really supports you as a person, your goals, whether it's employment related, health related, mobility related, any way that we can assist you on a holistic level through advocacy. Our empowering pillar, which is really helping you move forward as you progress through employment or anything surrounding employment and family support. Also promoting people with disabilities as a whole, our community, individually, our families, and showing what people with disabilities, what our community has achieved, and what we can contribute through our lived experience and through our professional and education as well. So why are we here today? Again, October is National Disability Employment Awareness Month, and it is a great opportunity for us to recognize the successes of our community when we're speaking about employment, as well as, again, speak about the contributions that people with disabilities can have and do have when it comes to impacting employment through our lived experience and driving innovation to companies and their strategies. So today we have the pleasure of speaking with a recruiter from Northwell, but just a little bit about Northwell before we start and we introduce our speaker today. Northwell is the largest private employer in New York State with just about 80,000 employees and have been recognized as one of the top 100 best companies to work for as far as diversity, equity, and inclusion. And one thing coming from the healthcare industry that I like to mention as well is when we're speaking about healthcare in general, we're not speaking about only the clinical side, which is doctors, nurses, physician assistants, right? Physical therapists. We're also talking about administrative roles, which our speaker today will get more into that and how to best prepare for these opportunities via resume writing, interviewing skills. So with that said, it's my pleasure to introduce you to Brianna O'Shaughnessy. And Brianna, please take it away.
Thank you, Leslie. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for having me here today. So as you will see on the screen, my name is Brianna O'Shaughnessy. I'm a talent acquisition specialist with Northwell Health. As you see a little bit kind of in the blurb about me there, I am fairly new to recruitment, but not new to talent acquisition. So I've been with Northwell since May 2016. I started there working in campus recruitment with internships, really acting as a bridge between those in academia, whether that was a tech school or a high school or college, a master's level program, and Northwell. So I really acted to try to help people find jobs and help our team at Northwell fill those positions. In July, I did make the switch over to full-time recruitment. Personally, my portfolio is surrounding pharmacy, pharm techs, and CEMS. But in my past roles and currently as I'm learning and working with different members, I am really becoming more and more familiar with the needs of the organization in regards to talent acquisition, as well as some tips and tricks about applying and resumes and interviewing that I will share with all of you today. So just to kind of go into it a little bit, when I give presentations, when I give talks, I think it's very important to start from before you even apply to through the application and the hiring process, because most people, when they think about being hired, they think about what that might look like after they're interviewing, but there's some work that goes into it beforehand. So really to start out, before you even apply to a position, of course, I will be speaking with that Northwell Health twist a little bit, but a lot of the things, if not all of the things that I'm going to share today, can certainly be used at other organizations as well, as much as we would love for all of you to apply to Northwell Health. So first and foremost, you're getting ready to look for a job. What's the number one thing you're going to do? You want to make sure the resume that you have is up to date. So meaning you want to you have, the most recent activity or volunteer or all of it, any certifications that you might have. You want to make sure that's all on there. Everything that you do really gives an employer a picture of who you are, who you're going to be as an employee, and really what you can offer, what you can bring to the table. So if you are involved in any volunteer organizations, if you, spend time, if you donate your time to any kind of organization in any capacity, include that, right? Whether you have a per diem, part-time, or full-time job, include that as well. These are all things that an employer is going to want to see. Another thing, kind of before we get into some details, is two things that I like to share. One is, I know in the past, really up to about a year ago, a big rule of thumb was that a resume had to be 1 page, 2 pages at most. That really is kind of becoming outdated. If you have enough experience and relevant experience to have 2 pages, have 2 pages. You want to make sure that everything is still concise. You don't have run-on sentences, you have bullets. You want to still stick to that main format. But if you have, again, enough experience or certifications or combination of the both to have a 2-page resume, have a 2-page resume. So certainly like to share that as well. The other big thing that I like to share is always make sure any of your contact information that you are including is accurate, one, and it's something that you check. So I know that sometimes people might have more than one email address. I know personally, I do. I have 2 personal email addresses, and then I have my professional or my work, my Northwell Health email address. You want to make sure you are including an email address that you check actively. Typically, even more so than a phone number, you will be contacted via email, whether that is for an interview or to ask you for an update on something. Typically, the first line of communication is email. With that being said, a lot of people use phone numbers as well. So you do want to make sure that is accurate and up to date. You also are going to want to make sure that your voicemail box is set up and empty. There's a lot of times that I will call a candidate. I get to their voicemail and then it says this mailbox is full. I want to make sure that I can let you know why I'm calling. Also, if I'm calling you, I would love for you to call me back. So if I can give you a little more context on who this unknown number is, the more of a likelihood that, I'll get a call back, right? And then that's me as the employer, but you as the candidate, you also want to make sure that you're not missing. I know nowadays there's a lot of spam calls or numbers that you don't really want to answer, right? Those unknown numbers, you're not sure what's on the other end. So it's very easy to just kind of look right over. If you have your voicemail set up, if someone does take the time to leave you a voicemail, you can hear that and know that an employer is looking for you. So now kind of just to dive into a little bit further with resumes, you also want to make sure, even maybe just as important, if not a very, very close second to the content of your resume, you want to make sure it looks nice. And that's, of course, very simply put, right? But as a recruiter, I could be looking through 25 to 50 to 75 to 100 resumes a day. I want to be able to look at your resume, see your name at the top, and see the picture of you just as a glance. Is your font all the same? Is the sizing all the same? You also want to make sure that if you're sticking to a format, so for example, you have the title of the location, or I should say of the company that you're working for, and then your years, you want to make sure you follow that all the way through. You then don't want to have maybe your most recent employment with company date, then the next one company date, but then the one after that date company, right? So it might sound like something so small and something very meticulous, but it really is something that recruiters are going to look for. So before anyone's even going to be reading the content, what you have to offer, just at a quick glance, we want to make sure that everything looks neat and nice. It'll also to us, let us know that you're detail oriented. This is how the work that you could produce could look, right? Depending on the field or the area that you're looking to go into. So something very much to kind of keep in mind. Another helpful hint, you can never have too many eyes. Look at a resume. I know personally for myself, and this even goes with other items in addition to resume, the more you look at things, you're going to start to miss some things, right? Or you're going to start to glance over them. It's just human nature. So have someone else, have a spouse, a parent, a child, a friend, someone at an organization, really anyone that you can send your resume to just to look over. It cannot hurt. Even something like spelling errors, right? Spell check only catches so much, right? If you want to say from, but you accidentally wrote form, spelling or autocorrect, spell check is not going to catch that, right? So you want to make sure that in addition to using all the tools that are so wonderfully provided to us by our technology, you also want to make sure eyes are looking on that as well. So now you have your resume, you're ready to apply. So now you're coming to look at Northwell Health. So I will include in the chat our Northwell Health jobs.northwell.edu, and that is our careers website. Oh, Leslie, I actually think I just sent that to you, but we can certainly share that. And that is going to bring you to every open position that Northwell has. Now, Northwell is a very large company. As Leslie mentioned, there's about 80,000 employees. That means there's 80,000 jobs that a person is holding. So you can filter, and I would recommend doing so. And that can be to your specific interests, your specific desires within your role, and of course, what you are qualified for. So Northwell has this really nice feature, and it's called Job Alerts. What that does is say, and just this is kind of the example that I always use, so I'll stick with it today, is say you would like to become a nurse. You can set a job alert for nurse at North Shore University Hospital in Manhasset. And now every time a position with those keywords at that location are posted, you will get an email. So it takes off some of the burden of constantly having to check the careers website. Again, it can be a little bit overwhelming with a company the size of Northwell, just because new positions are posted so often. So then they come directly to you. Also something to keep in mind, and this pretty much goes for all companies, but certainly for Northwell, a recruiter is going to be looking from kind of in order, right? So if you are one of the first people to apply, you are going to be reviewed first, right? So something to keep in mind. I'll repeat that. So if a position is posted, let's say right at 3:15 p.m., which it is right now, and you set up those job alerts, you will get that email by 3:16. You could have applied by 3:20. You're now going to be one of those first people to apply. Your resume, your application is more likely to be looked at than perhaps if you don't get to see it until tomorrow or the next day or Friday. Then, there's a lot of other people that probably applied ahead. So just something to kind of keep in your arsenal. Again, one, remove some of that stress, because looking for a job can be stressful at times. It absolutely can be. So it removes some of that, because now these jobs that you already know you're interested in are coming to you. And of course, if you get the email and you end up looking at it and you say, you know what, I don't actually think this one's the right fit, you don't have to apply, but at least you had the opportunity to do so. So again, that's the job alerts. When you go onto the Northwell Health Careers website, on that jobs.northwell.edu, it is a button in the top right corner, and it just says job alerts, and it will prompt you step by step on how to do so. Also, I will have Leslie share my email address with those on the webinar as well, if you do have any questions or anything comes up. If it is related to your specific job interest, I might not be the proper recruiter to assist, but I can certainly help. So again, those are the job alerts. So now let's say you find a job and you apply. Great. Everything is done online. Also something to keep in mind, there is no kind of handing of resumes. Everything officially has to be sent. Perhaps some of you have been in contact with the recruiter, or if me and you are chatting, you do have to officially apply to the website to that position to be considered. So now that's done, right? So you submit your application, your updated resume that has been looked at and double checked is there. Now you get a call. So there's a few different types of interviewing that can take place. And it really will depend upon the role that you are interviewing for. So typically, the first round is either going to be a phone call, which simply means that the recruiter is going to set up a time to call you or call you, have a brief conversation, go over your qualifications for this role. In addition to that, find out a little bit more perhaps about salary expectation. Something that I will just note, on a first round interview, something like a phone screening, right? That first contact you have with a recruiter, you as the candidate do not want to bring up salary, but if a recruiter says, what are your salary expectations? Please feel free to be very honest with what you are expecting. If you do not have an idea, which can happen, it happens when I call people all the time. I might say, and do you have a salary expectation at this point? If you do not, you can say, not at this time, or you can say, if you are currently working and it is going to be a relatively similar or a lateral move for you, you can also just let them know what you're making now and say you're comfortable with that. You would like a little bit more than that. So you can really be as comfortable as you would like with that. But just a note, you might be asked that for a phone screen, but you don't want to bring that up at as the candidate that early on. So now you had your phone screen. They're going to take a little bit of an intake, learn a little bit more about you and your experiences. If a certification is required or licensure is required for that job, they'll confirm that at that time as well. And then typically they will send over their notes, their experience with you, their conversation with you over to the hiring team, who will then review again. The other option for your first contact or kind of that first round interview could be an on-demand video interview. What that basically is you would receive an email. It would list out somewhere between 2 to 6 questions, and it would send you to a platform. Northwell uses Modern Hire. And again, it will prompt you step by step how to complete this interview, but you will be able to look at the 4 or so questions. You will be able to record yourself answering them, and then it will get sent directly to the team. So those are really the 2 options. So again, for the first round, it could be a phone screen, which is just going to be a simple phone conversation with the recruiter, or that on-demand video interview where you're sent these questions and then you record yourself answering them. So that's typically your first round. Then from there, if you do get called for a second or third round, this is where it's most likely going to be a live video interview. So there it could be through Microsoft Teams, rarely through Zoom, but could be through Zoom or Modern Hire. So here it would basically be like you're FaceTiming or Skype, for those of you that are familiar, really what kind of I'm doing now, only I would be able to see all of you and you would have that interview. There are some positions that are doing in-person interviewing, but if the job that you are applying for is a work from home position, you will not have to go in. That is typically unlikely. There could be certain scenarios where that could happen. But of course, you can always ask that in advance, certainly talk about any accommodations or preferences. Typically, the teams at this point are really working with our candidates to see what's best for them to interview them. So that's kind of your interview process. Now with Northwell Health, one thing that I will say, so say you go through that first round, you pass. You go through that second round, that live video interview, and then you get a call from your recruiter offering you the position. Now, usually a recruiter will give you some time to think about it. Don't ever feel pressure right when you get that phone call to accept. Normally a recruiter will say, I would like to give you some time to think this over. Can you let me know your final decision by, and then say a date that you two agree upon. If they do not, you can also say, thank you very much for this offer. Can I let you know a week from today or Friday, right? Whatever you feel comfortable with. Never feel forced to give a final decision right on the spot. Even if it's just 24 hours, right? Take down the notes of the information that you are being given. In some circumstances, you might receive an official offer letter, which will have location, pay rate, shift variables, benefits, if eligible. In other cases, you're just going to hear something be told to you. So maybe your pay rate, you can ask for it in an email. But if you are not, I would definitely say to take some notes. Or again, you can request it in an email as well if that's going to be easier for you. And then take some time, think it over. Another thing to always keep in mind when you're interviewing is, I think, and certainly I felt this way when I was interviewing, but now that this is kind of the world that I'm in every day, I definitely have a new perspective on it. I think when interviewing, a lot of people think that it's you, the candidate, versus the person who is interviewing you. That is not the case. That is not the case. They want you to be a good fit just as much as you want to be a good fit for them. So you guys really are on the same team, that interviewer and you as the candidate. So always keep that in mind. It's not a battle. They're not going to try to ask you questions to trip you up. Again, they're going to ask questions to give them, as the hiring team, a good idea of who you are going to be as an employer. But they do not want to intentionally trip you up. Also, work with them, right? With that being said, you also should be interviewing them as well. Yes, they are the employer, they are the organization or the company that you are interviewing for, but this is still going to be your job on a per diem, part-time, or full-time basis. So have some questions. Think ahead, ask, what would my day-to-day look like? What would the work setup look like? Is this work from home? Is this hybrid? If it's fully in person, is there an option to make it work from home or hybrid? Will I be given a computer? Who would I report to? Right? So there's a lot of questions. I think another thing too to keep in mind is, don't necessarily feel a lot of pressure of going into the interview with questions. As they are asking you things, you are having a discussion. You can also think of questions on the spot as well, but you want to make sure that it's going to be a good fit for you as well. So that's really about interviewing, resumes. Another thing that I'll just reiterate, pardon me, with interviewing, whether it's in person, recorded, live, if you are going to be seen, whether that is through your computer, whether that is going to be in person, if it's going to be live or recorded, pardon me, you want to make sure that you're dressed professionally. So you want to make sure that you are looking the part, right? So again, you might not necessarily need a full suit. If you are a gentleman or someone who feels most comfortable in suits, then go ahead, put that on, but you want to make sure that you are looking professional. Another big thing as well with the on-demand, so whether you're filming or using a computer for your interview, you want to make sure that your background is clear. So as you can all see, I do have this background that I uploaded. This is a map of our Northwell locations. That's something that I feel most comfortable using. Also feel free to use filters. I know on a lot, Teams, Zoom, a lot of those platforms, you can blur your background, or you can put an office that's a background. So you don't necessarily have to worry about what's going on. But if you do not have access to those, you don't feel comfortable enough with technology to utilize those, which is completely fine. Make sure you have a plain background. Try to find a wall with no TVs, no open windows, as plain of a wall as you can find. Perhaps you have just a painting or something behind you. You want it to be not distracting. You don't want anything to be taking away from you. Another thing as well, in this world of work from home, I'm actually home right now. I am taking this from in my apartment, right? So we also understand that there could be children home with you, or roommates, or a dog, or a cat, or parents, anything else. So if something does happen unexpectedly, feel free to address it. Certainly kind of in this post-COVID world, I think everybody has had at least one experience where you were working from home, and there's an alarm that goes off, or a dog starts barking, or a baby starts crying, or someone comes in, and starts commotion. So certainly my best advice in that scenario would be, try your best. Again, if you're living in a house with other people, whoever those people might be, just say, hey, at 3 o'clock, I'll be going into this interview. If we could try our best to keep it down. But again, if something happens, I personally have a dog. There has been many a time when I'm on meetings or on with somebody, that he might start barking, and I just say, I'm so sorry, are the, landscapers here, the mailman's here, and my dog is barking. So feel free to address it. It's okay. It does not have to be something that throws you. It's not something that's ever going to be used against you. So just wanted to keep that in mind as well, to say, because I know, especially if you're not used to interviewing at home or working in that capacity, it could kind of throw you. There's no need to do so. So that is kind of some tips and tricks about resumes, and a little bit about the application process, as well as some interviewing tips, really what to expect. The last thing kind of that I will say, certainly for Northwell Health, let's say you make it past all the interviews and you were offered. Like I was saying, don't feel the pressure to accept right away. But then when you do choose to accept, anticipate about 5 to 6 weeks before you're going to start. I know that that can sometimes be a big question, is how long. So typically that is estimated where your medical clearance, compliance, fingerprinting, all of kind of those onboarding pieces will come into play. Depending on the role, if there is any licensure check or fit for duty testing, or, there's so many different positions, it might take a little bit longer, it might take a little bit less, but on average, I would say if you are interested in Northwell Health, if you are looking to pursue a career here and you do accept, I would say about 5 to 6 weeks from that moment. Again, this will also be something that your onboarder and recruiter will remind you as well, but just so you have expectations going in. So at that point, I think those are the points that I want to hit. Certainly, Leslie, if there's anything else you want to talk to me about, any questions, really anything at all.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Brianna. Appreciate your time and all the great tips and tricks on gaining access and how to prepare for these opportunities. What I would like to actually add to the, I guess, the pre-employment stage, or once you're offered that position, is reasonable accommodation. I know that this is top of mind of a lot of our members here. Myself, as a person with a disability, a wheelchair user, that was on my mind as well when I was applying for positions. When I got offered opportunities, was reasonable accommodation. And as your resource, as a service, and our partnership as a Pathways to Employment at United Spinal, we will have those conversations, and I will have those conversations with you as far as reasonable accommodation and disclosure, excuse me. And you'll be provided within the chat, Brianna's email. Also, if you're not able to access the chat, we can connect, and I'll be happy to connect you with Brianna and the Northwell Health career website. But just to go back to reasonable accommodation, what I would suggest is, when you are offered that position, that would be the time to speak about your reasonable accommodation. Because I do know sometimes companies, depending on the size, that sets off a different process. And usually that's with employee health services sometimes, because certain documentation or processes or directives might be needed that HR recruitment not necessarily may handle for various reasons. So we want to make sure that once you're offered that position and you have that 5 or 6 week start date, that process, reasonable accommodation, is working in tandem or together with the background check and all the other stuff that HR and recruitment might require or ask of you. So that's the only thing that I would really focus on as you go through that process. One question I did have, Brianna, is when you talk about, I'm so sorry, the question I had for you was disclosure. Some of the members, myself, at a certain point, was concerned about disability and how what role, if any, does it play when you're applying for a position, when you're interviewing for a position, and just to get a recruiter's feedback or point of view on how you feel about that conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's certainly something as a recruiter that I want to have that conversation with somebody, right? We're here not only to try to fill a position, but we're here to try to make your application process, your interview process, and then hopefully your onboarding process and your start date as easy as possible, whatever that means, right? So if you need any type of, again, reasonable accommodations, if there's anything that we can do or try to secure for you at your site, if you're going to a site, right? Or if you are looking to work from home, it is certainly never under any circumstance going to work against you at all. And I know personally, for myself, it's conversations that I'm willing to have, that I want to have. I never want someone to feel that they're going to be, held back or having to hold back information. If you have questions, that's what we are here for. We are here to answer them. We are here to help. Leslie, as you mentioned before, if you do get to the point with onboarding, again, there can be teams and things that are made available for you in regards to resources to help through that entire process. So again, the way I kind of said before, that an interviewer and the candidate, they're really there to work together. So is your recruiter, right? They're really your lifeline to the health system in Northwell's case, and really in any case, right? Let's swap out Northwell for any other company. Your recruiter is going to be your bridge to that company, right? Especially, depending on, again, on the size of a company, you might be interviewing with that same person all the way through. Even at a company the size of Northwell Health, you might only meet with your recruiter and one other hiring manager, right? Out of all of those people. So utilize us. Again, if there's also questions or accommodations we're not sure about, there's also a team at Northwell that we could then rely on to assist you, whatever that might look like. So I hope that answered the question.
Sure, absolutely, yes, thank you. And please, if you have any questions, please feel free to use the Q&A portion of Zoom towards the bottom. And Brianna is going to be around to further answer those questions as you may think of them. But I just wanted to, again, thank Brianna for her time and her expertise in the field. And really take again a second to recognize National Disability Employment Awareness Month, because as it is very important for people who are part of the disability community, wheelchair users, as a way to bridge the gap between employment, businesses, innovation, diversity, equity, and inclusion as a whole, to really start those conversations. We would like to take now this moment to ask you to fill out a few polling questions that we have for you, just for us to get a better sense on who you are as a person and how we can better assist you as you go through your career path or start your career path. So just take a moment and fill out these polling questions for us. Also, some of the conversations that we will have once you reconnect on an individual basis is some of our other resources, such as the chapter network, Pathways to Employment, which I mentioned throughout, our job path portal, which is unique for our members at United Spinal, where you'll have an opportunity to learn more about companies and apply for company opportunity or employment opportunities rather through our job path portal. Also, we have a resource center, which will give you a better understanding of what opportunities or how we can better assist you at United Spinal, whether it's employment related or not employment related, things of that nature. So these are the links to what we discussed. So if you are a member, thank you, and we look forward to I look forward to working with you. This is our link to the resource center, our chapter network center opportunities, which is a great opportunity to connect with some of our members throughout the country. So we have approximately 48 chapters throughout the United States, ranging from California to New York, where we're able to find out about resources within our city, resources within our state, and just to connect with people with disabilities that may have similar experiences to ours and share our experiences as well. Excuse me. Also, we have our peer mentoring support resource, which is a good opportunity to learn about maybe career paths, people who started out without a disability and through their life experience or their life, became disabled and how that transition looked like. The peer mentoring opportunity or resource that we have in United Spinal could be something that you're interested in as well. And then, as I said in the beginning of our presentation, the advocacy portion of United Spinal, which is where you can either be a voice, contribute to the cause, contribute to our mission for supporting people with disabilities, or just learn about some of the advocacy work that is going on for people with disabilities as far as equity and inclusion as a whole. You can also find us on LinkedIn. And I'm going to pause there for a second and go back to Brianna as far as LinkedIn. Because myself, I know that I live on LinkedIn. I feel that it's a very powerful tool when it comes to professional networking and finding out about employment opportunities and connecting with recruiters. So with that, I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a second and go back to Brianna.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great point, Leslie. I think certainly LinkedIn is an unbelievable tool. I also think that it's a really good place if you don't have anywhere to start for a company. You can certainly search it, see who comes up. In regards to recruitment or hiring leaders, I think at this point, pretty much everybody is public, meaning that you'll be able to message them. A big thing that I will say, I'm actually really happy that you brought this up, Leslie, with LinkedIn or really any type of professional social media discussion is keep it professional. So I think it's really easy for us in this age of texting and emailing and Snapchat and Instagram and Facebook and Twitter and all of this to fall back into that language when we're using LinkedIn. So what do I mean by that? I received a message on LinkedIn that said sup, right? That's not how we should be talking to employers, right? SUP. It should say, how are you? Right. So we want to make sure that even though you're communicating using this modern technology for all purposes, social media, it's still professional, right? So use it. Reach out to somebody, say, hi, my name is so-and-so. I'm very interested in learning more about your company or maybe a specific role. Do you have some time to connect with me on this? But make sure that you're still staying professional. Also, the same with a resume, that you would want that to stay up to date. You would also want to make sure your LinkedIn is up to date as well. And remember, it is a professional site, right? So as much as, maybe you're getting married, or you went to the Bahamas, whatever it might be, that can live on Instagram and Facebook, but make sure you're keeping LinkedIn for your professional accomplishments. Again, volunteer, anything around those areas. But agreed, Leslie, it is an excellent tool, certainly something that I use as a recruiter to fill some of my positions. But again, use it. And again, especially if you don't know how to start with the company, search it, start there. Also make sure, we can all connect with me on LinkedIn, again, it's your professional network. So as you start to meet more people, connect with them, because maybe I'm not looking for, a role that you have, or maybe I'm not the correct connection right now, but maybe in 2 years I will be. Or maybe someone that I'm connected with is right for you right now. So certainly utilize it. Another thing to keep in mind with LinkedIn, as well as emailing, is always introduce yourself. Even if it's someone that you've met before. As a recruiter or anyone in the talent acquisition or hiring world, we're constant, that's our entire day, right? Is meeting new people and talking to new people. So it can never hurt to say, Leslie, I'll use you, right? Let's pretend that Leslie's a candidate, to say, hello, Brianna, my name is Leslie St. Louis. We met at this event, so-and-so. Even if we've connected before, or if it's on an email, use the same thread. So even if I get the email and I'm like, the name sounds familiar, but I can scroll down and say, oh, United Spinal, that's how I know Leslie, right? So always introduce yourself, let them know what you're interested in, and certainly use it as a tool to leverage for employment.
Great, great. And I guess along the same lines of social media, some people ask sometimes, do companies, recruiters, look at my other social media, and does that, or if that affects the hiring process or the selection process?
Yeah, so I think everyone wonders that, right? I think that's certainly always a question. I think that comes up in every conversation that I have. Yes and no. Is it going to be the first place a recruiter is going to look when they are interviewing you? Probably not. Can it come up, however, when you search somebody on LinkedIn with linked profiles? Yes. And if it does, and there's something on there that, again, could be questionable towards code of conduct, professionalism, any of that, it's certainly going to be flagged. Maybe something to look into, to ask about. Again, of course, if it's really something that's kind of out there, we'll leave it at that, right? It could be rules for dismission to, proceed on with the process for recruitment. Also keep in mind as well, certainly Northwell Health has a Facebook group, has, I think, multiple Instagram accounts at this point. So if you follow them, it is also kind of free game as well, right? So you want to make sure, again, you're just presenting and again, right, if you go on vacation, get married, have a new baby brother or sister, whatever the scenario is, feel free to share those items, right? I think, certainly as employers, you are still a person first, right? You're going to still have those joys and those things that you want to share with your loved ones and friends and family and your Instagram account. So feel free to do that. But I think always, just want to keep in mind that everything on the internet is public, whether it's private or not, it's public. So always just to kind of keep that in the back of your mind when you're thinking about what you're selecting to put on even your non-professional accounts.
For sure, for sure. That's why they call it social media, right? So it's in the word there. So
exactly.
we want to make sure we're keeping a professional mindset as much as we can. When we're looking for we're either transitioning careers or starting a new career. For sure, definitely. Like Northwell, you can also find us on Facebook and Instagram as well, and find out more about some of our activities, our programs, and what we're doing within the community. All the great things, because all the community activities and how you can support or be part of these activities that we have at United Spinal. So find us on Facebook, find us on Instagram, and of course, employment. LinkedIn is a very powerful tool, in addition to our job path website that is available for our members who are looking for employment opportunities. And lastly, again, my name is Leslie St. Louis. I'm the new director for Employment, Diversity, Equity, Inclusion. And this is my contact information, which is L St. Louis, that's LSTLOUIS at unitedspinal.org. Or you can look me up and find out more about our Pathways to Employment program and what we offer as well. And definitely, I look forward to partnering with you as you go through this process, go through this journey. As Brianna said in the beginning, job search is a very high anxiety, high pressure situation, and that's why part of United Spinal's efforts to support you through this program, through our resources, is the Pathways to Employment program. So I look forward to working with you as you go through career transition or look to start a new successful career. And for our business partners who may be on the call today, I look forward to working with you in creating a more inclusive, a diverse work environment that includes people with disabilities. And as I said, when we include people with disabilities, it elevates the culture of the company, of the department through innovation, because people with disabilities tend to have different perspectives and are from different communities that elevate your D&I efforts. So thank you so much for joining us today. If you have any questions, concerns, you can feel free to reach out to me, and I'd be happy to help you as we partner through this journey together. So thank you everyone for your time. Thank you, Brianna, again for your expertise and taking the afternoon to speak with us. And we'll be in touch.
Thank you.
Take care.